So if any of you have played Black and White 2 before, you would know that there's a challenge mode after you beat the game, right? This challenge mode just makes it so that trainers have extra Pokemon, the trainers' AI is higher, you know, it's more advanced AI, they'll switch out their Pokemon, they'll do shit like that. Their Pokemon are usually higher levels too, and lastly, there are held items that the Pokemon get. I think, hear me out, I think that every Pokemon game should have this feature. Because, I don't know about you, but I kinda feel like Pokemon's been getting a little easier. I think that they need to just introduce a challenge mode to every single Pokemon game that is accessible right from the start. I know Pokemon is mainly targeted towards children, but there's also a huge percentage of the Pokemon fan base are older people. Game Freak should be trying to appeal to them as well as appealing to their younger audience. And by having a challenge mode available, they can appeal to an older audience as well. I don't know if you guys remember, but when Gen 6 came out, the Elite Four only had 4 Pokemon, and none of them had Mega Evolutions, which honestly kind of baffles me because the Elite Four is supposed to be some of the strongest trainers you face, and they only have 4 Pokemon and none of them have Mega Evolutions in the generation that introduced Megas. Like, what? And they have Pokemon that can Mega Evolve. The water guy, he's got a Gyarados. The other guy's got a Scizor, I think. And the dragon one has Altaria. I don't know which ones were introduced in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, but they should more or less have Pokemon that should be able to Mega Evolve, because having a strong Elite Four does mean stuff. And I mean, they added for Sun and Moon, they have 5 Pokemon, but Sun and Moon weren't very hard games unless you count the Ultra Necrozma fight in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. I know it's hard because I've been told it's hard. I haven't played through it because I never saw the point of playing Ultra Sun and Moon. Like, I have Ultra Moon, I think. Let me check. Yeah, I have Ultra Moon here. I've never played it before. I have it, never played it. I don't know why. I feel like it won't be different enough. And I didn't even like Sun and Moon to begin with. Because in Sun and Moon, you remember they baby you the entire time. Your minimap has a flag on it for where you have to go. You don't even get to explore by yourself. They're just like, oh yeah, no, go here. Yeah, just walk here, and then you'll be fine. Whew! And don't even get me started on the cutscenes in Sun and Moon. Anyway, so I've been thinking about Sword and Shield, right? They are definitely not hard games, because the first time I played through, I nuzlocked it, and I didn't even lose a single Pokemon. It is way too easy to level up your Pokemon, and I feel like that should be changed. The EXP all is so busted. It gives everything. Yeah, if it's enabled, the experience gained is awarded to all non-faded Pokemon in the party. Pokemon that do not participate in the battle only gain 50% of the possible XP, and Pokemon eligible to receive experience, including level 100 Pokemon, receive all EVs. So basically, the EXP all will give each Pokemon in your party 50% of the possible EXP, which is crazy because they didn't even fight. And in Pokemon Let's Go, you didn't even have to fight Pokemon to get EXP. In Pokemon Let's Go, you just caught a Pokemon and everyone in your party got experience. And a shit ton of it too. And I mean, I guess those are spin-off games, kind of. But still, it should have some level of difficulty. I gave up playing Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu because I was so bored because it was so easy. To this day, I still haven't finished that game. Imagine I could play through Pokemon Sword and Shield in a challenge mode that gave each gym leader 6 Pokemon and level up their Pokemon a bunch. Maybe it could be excused for the first couple gyms where in the regular game they got 2 Pokemon for the first gym leader and 3 Pokemon for the third one. But imagine they just get 1 extra Pokemon, right? And then further on, like Gym 4, Gym 5, Gym 6, Gym 7 all had a party of 6 and higher level. That would make it a lot more interesting. It would make it feel like big battles, you know? And along with giving them more Pokemon, it would be sick if they could have better AIs, because the AI in Sword and Shield was not very good. I was never finding myself challenged. Especially now in the newer games where they just straight up tell you what moves are going to be super effective and what moves are going to be not very effective. I feel like they should definitely take that out if there is going to be a challenge mode, because it just makes it feels like they're babying me in these newer games. Which, I mean, I get if they're appealing to a younger audience, but I want a challenge mode where I feel challenged. In the newest game, from doing the Dynamax raids and stuff like that, you get EXP candies and rare candies. And the EXP candies, the larger ones and the extra large ones, give so much XP. It'll level up a level 1 to like, what? It says extra large XP candy gives 30,000 XP. That is a crazy amount of XP. Especially if you give that to a level 1 Pokemon. And I know you can't get those early on in the game, but even just the regular ones, the small candies give 800 XP, the medium 3,000, large 10,000. That's a lot of experience, and you can just sit there and grind out Dynamax things, and not even grind out, you can do like 5 or 6 of them and get so much experience. It's actually crazy how much experience you'll get from it. Not to mention, you can pick and choose which Pokemon get all this experience. So you can just absolutely overlevel your Pokemon by a crazy amount. Nuzlocke mode. I know that sounds weird, and it probably will never happen because it's not like a Pokemon-based thing, like a actual company thing. It's more of a fan idea rather than a game mode. If they added a Nuzlocke mode, that would make the game a lot better, I think. You could have different modes to the game. You could have an easy mode, regular baseline, challenge mode like they had in Black and White 2, and then a Nuzlocke mode, which would actually end your game if you white it out. I think that would be pretty sick, and it would be really good for like a speedrunner thing, or like a challenge. Because I know I did a couple Nuzlocks on my Twitch channel, which is SuperReek72 if you haven't followed on there yet. And they were pretty difficult. Seeing a Pokemon die like that is so brutal. It's so brutal in a Nuzlocke when one of your Pokemon dies. I even made a video on it, tribute to my boy Ricky, my Machoke that never got to a Machamp. So sad, such sad. Another thing in the more recent games, if you play with your Pokemon in like the Pokemon Refresh stuff, they can just survive as if they had a focus sash. Like your Pokemon can take a massive hit and it'll almost die, survive at 1 health, and be like, oh, he survived because he loves you. Like that's another way of the games becoming way too easy. Someone uses Hyper Beam, gets hit as hard as he can. Oh my god, I love you so much. Please don't. I'm gonna survive on 1 health because I love you. No. That's not how this works. You die. Not to mention this also works with status effects. Like your Pokemon can just be like, oh, I toughed through the status effect. Like what? No, if you're poisoned, you're gonna die. That's just how it's gonna work. There are some difficulty things that I think were good that they took out. Like the fact that poison doesn't affect you outside of battle anymore is a good thing, because that's not a difficulty thing. That's more of just a pain in the ass thing. Overall, I think if they did a challenge mode for the newer games like they did in Black and White 2, where the opponent's Pokemon get held items, their AI is boosted, because I think Pokemon AI really do need a boost. Because honestly though, they're so bad sometimes. Like I've seen my opponent use Growl 6 times in a row. Like what? Honestly, it'd be really cool for them to implement a dynamic system where trainers and gym leaders scaled based on how you were. So say you had a level 30, right? Anything above a level 30, the gym leader would get an extra Pokemon, and anything below, they'd have just the regular amount. I feel like that could work really well in a challenge mode. That way they wouldn't have to implement a challenge mode. It could just be built into the game where if you're doing super well and you're over leveling and you just know what you're doing, the game gets harder. Because they know from your team that you know what you're doing and that you need a little extra challenge for to keep you engaged. Because I guarantee you there's a ton of people who play through the Pokemon games like I do. Play Let's Go Pikachu and they just give up because it's too easy. That's what I did. Honestly, Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee were one of the easiest games I've ever played. Like the starter Pokemon you get are insanely buffed. Like they have higher stats and stuff like that and can take more hits than a regular Eevee or Pikachu. Plus, they get elemental moves. Like, what? They get their own special moves, and they have special effects, too, that are just so good. I don't know how this is allowed. Like, it's way too easy. It's way too easy. Anyway, if you think Pokemon should add a challenge mode to their newer games, let me know how you think it should be implemented in the comments. And maybe leave a like if you liked it. Maybe, perhaps, mayhaps. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later.